So, friends and fellow meditators, please find your seat this evening. And just beginning with the softening of the eyes and the mindful inquiry into whatever is present. And then bringing awareness to the body. Beginning to settle down in the body. Aware of sensations and contact. Feeling tones, pleasant, unpleasant. And greeting it all with as much of an attitude of clear seeing whatever is here, recognition, and allowing things to be as they are as much as possible. And take a moment to bring your attention to the sensation of sound. Taking a moment to be aware of any intention that you have for this evening. And if you don't have one, taking this time to allow one to be formed. And then finding for yourself your home base of concentration, wherever it is that you practice most easily, most clearly, the breath, the body, hearing, feeling tones, emotions. Just find that place for yourself. Allowing the body to relax as much as is possible. And bringing kindness to whatever is here. Whatever happens moment by moment. In the impermanence. So taking a moment now to simply be aware of where you're at. And we're going to begin our contemplation reflection. Well, making that choice to do whatever you need to do so that you can be present. So I'd like you to begin to reflect on practice in daily life, your practice in daily life. This is a very broad area. And in insight meditation, really the reason for practicing for personal meditation, or what we sometimes call formal meditation, is to learn how to be with oneself, to be aware of all the different sensations and feeling states, emotions, thoughts that pass through us moment by moment, to be aware of how they arise and how they pass away, how they're impermanent, to learn how to steady the mind so that we can learn to be with what is, so we can have this ability to see what is present in a very clear way. So any sense of fogginess or oblivion or distractedness or speediness, restlessness begins to diminish. That we begin to find this place of home within ourselves, in our own true nature, that gives us a kind of a ground zero from which to live our lives. And it is so valuable to learn and become familiar with how to settle in and settle down, to slow down, to learn how to relax the body, to just see how certain things arise, get in the way of being in a place of happiness, even-temperedness, friendliness, acceptance, to be able to see what blocks these things and to be able to work with them, to be able to work with the mind and not be dominated by old conditioning, old belief systems, old trauma, and to start to really come into this place of awakening and freedom. And so formal meditation, over time, it's a process in which over time we begin to really make contact with ourselves just the way we are and learn to be with all these things that pass through us. It's so valuable and essential and as we get to make it ours. And so practice has that as the very basis of it. And yet we don't practice just to meditate, just to do formal or extraordinary meditation, as Gregory calls it, in itself, because it would, it's nice to have those things just in that moment, but the whole point of it is to be able to bring it into the fullness of living, the fullness of everyday life, places where we come up against all the things that are different than us and that are difficult to manage, that are not always easy to understand, but to learn how to, from it, to have this transferable knowledge that begins to build in us, that we can take into the minutiae of everyday life. And this is such a blessing, to be able to do it. And no matter how skilled we get in our practice, in our formal meditation, when we start to bring it into everyday life, the challenges are always there. Because it's not just us, but it's the other. And we have no control over the other. But we can learn how to communicate, how to come into mutuality and receptivity and reciprocity with another. That is really the essence of this book, and to be able to see how the wanting mind, or as he calls it, the hungers, get in the way, block us from being ourselves, from speaking our truth, from fully listening to what someone is saying, to be able to relax when someone's speaking to us, to be able to relax when we are speaking, to be able to stop and pause in the middle of something that might be an escalation of emotions between two people, a misunderstanding. To be able to stop and pause and gain a sense of what is really true for us. To be able to trust in ourselves and trust in this practice, so that whatever is emerging, we give it airtime. We allow it to be known. It doesn't mean we always say it, but we see it clearly, we give it airtime, we pause for it, and then we see, yes, how do I feel with this? Can I relax with it? Accept it? Can I open to it? Can I trust it? And then can I speak deeply from the place that this was emerging from within me, and say it in all honesty, without harm, with kindness and compassion to another human being? And can I also receive the same thing back from another human being? Can I stop and pause and be in a mindful place and open to the other person? Can I relax in their presence? Can I accept their presence, their body language? I might not like it, but can I accept it? This is what is happening now. Can I open to the way things may change in what they say, the way things may change in me and arise in me as I hear it, as I see it, as I taste it, as I touch it? And can I keep being with each moment, each unfolding moment, to really trust that however it's taking shape and form, however it's emerging, however it's being born, however it's generated in the field between us, that I can allow it, that I can welcome it. And between us then, we start to create this space of calm, openness, friendliness, safety. And the other feels the trust that they can speak from this deep place without being judged, or condemned, or criticized, or demeaned. Speaking their truth, even if we don't agree with it. Can we allow them to speak their truth and breathe it in? And again and again. To practice in this process again and again. Start to let the risk-taking that may come up, the shyness, to start to feel that confidence, that place of courage within. That I can actually live what I've been learning. That being with, speaking with, sharing space can really be a place of freedom. A place where wisdom is born and generated between me and another, between groups of people. Practice in daily life of everything you may do in your life. This form of interrelationship is of the most complexity and most challenge of almost anything we will do. Because there is what I say and do, and then the other person is digesting that. And then they're noticing how that resides within them. And then they're sharing back to us what's coming up for them. And then we're digesting it and assimilating it and seeing how it sits within us. And then we're having a response. And we're working with that. And then again, it comes back out and goes to the other. So much to be present with, so much. And yet so much beauty. So much friendliness, so much connection. It can lead to so much happiness. Just like to read a little bit to you. How can we develop and deepen our practice in the midst of our everyday lives? These are important questions. They require that we develop an integrated awareness of all the dimensions of our being, making our body, our actions, our feelings, and our relationships, our work and our play, all part of our meditation. Whether we are sitting in formal meditation or living the Dharma in action, practice is never a matter of learning formulas or imitating others. Of course, it is essential that we honor the fundamental principles of virtue and of training the mind, but we must also be willing to leap into the unknown in each moment. And that requires courage and simplicity. To live our spiritual path fully offers us something beyond merely getting through life in an automatic way. We can honor and fulfill, even ennoble, our life through the skill of our attention and the power of our heart. But it requires practice and the willingness to extend our awareness over and over again to new areas of our lives. Though this process is not always easy, it is very simple. It is learning to live in the ever-changing reality of the present moment.